Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena and I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. Normally I try to film during the day so we could have a little bit better lighting, so I apologize for that, but I wanted to give you a real picture of what it's like for me to get some quiet time in with the Lord. Now, ideally, yes, I would do this first thing in the morning before the kids rise, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and that didn't happen today. And if it doesn't happen in the morning, I found that I was becoming negligent with it, or I was just using that as an excuse or a reason to not get into the Word at all for the entire day because I missed it in the morning, so there was just no time. And that just, it's not true. You can sit and be in the Word at any time of the day. I do continually pray throughout the day and talk with the Lord, but just sometimes I want to sleep in, or sometimes my kids get up early and I just don't get that in, or honestly sometimes I don't know, I just can't get into it, and I'm in a little bit of a period of struggling with that. So I thought I would show you a little bit of what it looks like to be what I do when I'm in the Word, and some of my favorite tools that I've been using, and what I've been using in this season. I have 3 separate Bibles here. You don't need that many. You don't need to do all of this, of course, but I just wanted to share with you and give you a couple ideas what you can do. The time that we're sitting here doing this, it is later in the evening. My kids are geting ready to watch a movie. They're actually right next to me. They have it on pause. They are being so patient and wonderful, letting me just film the intro really quick, and then I'm going to let them unpause it so they can be watching it and while we're waiting for dinner to prepare. But the first thing I use is this is my Bible. This is my carry-around Bible. This is the one I take to service with me or Bible studies and things like that. So this is that's my Instant Pot telling me dinner's getting going. You can see that it's kind of worn around the edges. I think I got this at like a Christian store. I don't even think they have them anymore. They don't have them in the area I'm in, but like you could physically go in and buy it. But you can find them anywhere. This is just the Crossway English Standard version. It doesn't. I have some scriptures and stuff written on the front here, but that's all it is. It's just a really simple ESV, the Value Thin Line Edition. I will see if I can find links to some of these things down below. It's brown. It has a really pretty. I don't know if it's going to pick it up here. I have the lights from my Christmas tree next to me, so I don't know if it's going to pick it up for you, but I'll try to link, like I said, down below. But this is the one that I take with me, and so it's got a lot of writing in it. It's got a lot of highlighting. It even has coffee stains in it, and it's got some of my kids' scribbles as well when they were younger in it, and I just love it because I just think that's life, and that's how it goes. So this is my just carry around, all-around Bible. Another one of my favorite Bibles that I have been using is this New American Standard Bible. It's the Life Application Study Bible. I did go ahead and here I have washi taped the edges. That is, instead of tap markers, that's what I did instead. I just put washi tape along the edges. I don't know if it's catching all that. So that is that. This one is also kind of falling apart from usage. I like this one because down at the bottom, it gives you questions, like here at the bottom. It gives you things down at the bottom, ways to apply it to your life. So questions you can ask yourself as you're reading this, things like that, just kind of a little bit there. At the beginning of each book, it gives you a little bit of background of it, and so that is really great too. I really like that in there. And it's got a lot of just little extras in there. There are a few maps and things. So just a great little study Bible, or not little, but this is a study Bible. I did try taking this to church a couple times because I really did like it, but it's just too big for me to take to church. So I stick with the little brown one for that. Another study Bible that I really love is this MacArthur study Bible. This is also the English Standard Version. I really like this one. This was actually gifted to me when I first became a believer from some friends at the church that I was attending. And her and her husband sent this to me because we were in Bible study together and I was asking questions, and that they found out I was like a brand spanking new believer. And so they sent this to me as a tool, and it's so special because of that. And it's so special because it is a really great Bible too, but it's extra special because of how I got it, how it came about to it, the heart behind it. So this one, like I said, is just a MacArthur study Bible, and the difference between this one and the Life Application Bible is that this one is a little bit more explanation. So where the life application will ask you questions about how maybe it's applying to you and your life right now. This one is just explaining a little bit more the scriptures in here. So that is also another favorite of mine. The other thing that I'm doing right now in this season is I have joined Bible Study Fellowship. I used to belong to a CBS community Bible study. They don't have that in my area. They don't actually have an in-person Bible Study Fellowship in my area. So I do this online and it's really great. And so I purchased the book because I do much better with a writing kind of having it written out, paper and pen. That's what I'm trying to say. Ooh, hit my tree. So they have some notes in the front, and then they have I just flipped 2 more notes. They have more questions. You can hear my little man next to me. He's getting tired of waiting. They have questions, and you can fill that out. So I like this. It's a little bit more in-depth kind of study. And so you'll probably see me working in this a little bit too. I'll show you kind of how I walk through that, or how I walk through these things. I don't go through all of these things every morning. I should probably do my Bible Study Fellowship every day at some point, but some days I can't, and so some days I have to double up and do more than one, and then some days I'm just really hungry for the word and I find a good pocket of time and I will just do some in advance. I also like to pick up a book or two and kind of thumb through that at some point during the day. I have them around the house, different ones. One that I think I'm going to start, that I purchased a little while ago, a couple months ago, is Seated with Christ, Living Freely in a Culture of Comparison. This is by Heather Holleman, I think. Like I said, I will link everything I can down below. But if you watch, there's another YouTube channel on here, Coffee and Christ, or Coffee with Christ, or Coffee Girls with Christ. Oh my gosh. I can totally see their faces. They're the sweetest girls. One of the sisters recommended this book. I think she was reading it. And so I picked it up. And so sometimes that's what I'll do, is I'll just have a book. And if I can't really get into the Bible or something like that, I will at least try to pick up a book and read a couple pages or a chapter if I can squeeze in a whole chapter. That's dinner. While dinner cools off, I'm still going to sit and let them watch a little bit of the movie they were going to start. I'm going to let dinner cool a little bit, and then I am going to sit and read and study a little bit in here. So you can stay tuned for that if you want to kind of see my process. I'll try to go back in and voice over what I was thinking throughout what I'm reading. Here I'm just working in the Bible Study Fellowship workbook. This is just a Bible study that this community puts on. I will link them down below also. But I'm just reading the commentary that they have at first in the beginning before the questions. And then you'll see we are in this particular section has to do about Matthew, or it's in the book of Matthew, and it has to do about the parable of the sowers. And it talks about how when we put seeds into the ground, it's kind of out of the farmer's control. And so I'm just highlighting that because most of my anxiety and stuff is stemming from feeling so out of control and not being able to control the outcome of things. And so I know that that's where I need to really just lean into Christ and have some heart work done there. I'm not going to go over every part of the study for out of respect to the creators of the Bible study, but some of the things I just wanted to point out that this is just kind of how I take notes as I'm reading. Here they are talking about the parables that Jesus spoke of and how he spoke in parables. And this one in particular, it has to do about the parable of the farmer and the seeds and how it fell on 4 different kinds of soil. And I have been thinking actually about this parable. God has been bringing it to my heart for the past, oh my gosh, maybe month and a half, because there is one set of seeds that falls and it says that it lets the worries of the world choke it out. It's kind of where I feel like I've been sitting with letting my anxiety and worries just overtake me. And so my prayer lately has been to not be choked out by the weeds and the worries and the anxiety of the world. So I just love the way that God brings these things to you over and over again to gently teach you and guide you. And so here it just says people will refuse to respond. Oh, well, here in the bold, it says, well, the entire crowd heard Jesus' words with their physical ears. Only a minority allowed the truth to penetrate to their inner beings. And here I was just writing, help me to hear the truth, because I want to be that minority that has it penetrate me. I want to be that minority that really soaks in the word and really understands and hears him. Here, I just underlined, people refused to respond to Jesus' words and their spiritual deafness increased. And here it kind of spoke the same thing to me. Those who persist in rejecting him do not receive more light. If we turn away enough, he will let us have our way in turning away from him. He pursues us and calls after us and wants nothing more than to have a relationship with us. And but we also have free will, and in that free will, if we turn away enough times, that's what free will is. He can finally say that if our stubborn hearts don't want him and want to turn away, the sad news is that he will allow that too if we say no enough times. And that just, it breaks my heart that could happen, and that there are souls out there that are doing that. And so anyways, this is kind of how I move through the study. I'm reading it and just kind of underlining things that speak out to me, and then in the margins just writing some little thoughts that I may have. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to continue on in here and do that, and then I'm going to go in and answer some of the questions as I read. So the questions go with certain readings, and so that's what I mean. I'm going to go back in and do some of the reading and answer questions as much as time will allow right now, and then read alongside what needs to be read. And since I have all my Bibles next to me, I can go through and pick which application Bible I want to read, or which study Bible, or if I just want to read straight from my Bible, because I know I have a lot of notes in there too from sermons that I've listened to and things like that over the years. So that's what I'm going to do for, like I said, as long as time allows today, and that way I can just get a little bit in. And then later tonight, after my husband comes home, if it's not too late and I can come back and do more, I will probably try to do that too. So that was it. I just wanted to share a little bit of my quiet time, or how a sample of our quiet time goes for me. Mine. Quiet time goes for me. I just fit it in when I can. If I can't do it in the morning first thing, then I try to do at some point in the day. And even if that means right before dinner or right as dinner is cooking, then I go ahead and do it then. It's just really helpful to me if I'm able to get into the word daily. And so I don't want to continue thinking that I can only have that quiet time in the morning with the Lord, because I can have that at any point during the day. If you like this video, would you please be sure to give it a thumbs up so that I know these are the kinds of videos that you like. If you aren't already subscribed, maybe consider subscribing and joining our little YouTube family. I would love to have you. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our little family. We really enjoy making these videos. The kids are having fun, just kind of participating a little bit in it, and watching mommy just kind of live out a little piece of a dream. Thanks for spending your time with me. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you want to see more examples of my quiet time too, comment down below and let me know. Or if you have examples of how you spend your quiet time, let me know. Share with us. I would love to know how everybody else is doing their quiet times, and if you have any other ideas for us. Thanks again.